Hi, everyone, and welcome once again to one of our Hobby Memorial Library events. We have with us today some amazing poets, and we are thrilled to have them. Our first poet is Shakethepoet, and he is amazing, and he's going to go ahead and share his words with us. So, hi, thank you for coming, and take
Hello.
it away.
Do you know why they dread locks? In fear we may band two knots, bolas, fist, arm ourselves. Do not fret, for even in death we are not done yet. Eliminate threat. We must protect. Senegal. Do a man's job, never back down. The king lost his crown the moment he sat down. Rise like roots snatched from the earth. It hurts like hanging fruit. They aim and shoot, endanger our youth. Proof that my melanin made my mother a martyr, my father forgotten. In the name of Jesus, crossing T's for every I they've dotted, abusing our benevolence. Our kindness for a weakness, convinced to turn the other cheek while they peek at which side cuts the deepest. You can't dream of better if you don't know what sleep is. Stay woke. That be the mantra. We do the Contra. We be the Mali, the Mongo, the Congo, the Igbo, the Hausa, the Hosa, the Fulani, the Mande, the Sendawi, and we be everywhere. Our hair strong, like backbones and callous foot soles. We've marched, the starving and the parched with broken hearts. We've bled art, cried music, sweating bullets to have our work turned against us, just as the blood and lies turned us against our loved ones. Watched as we killed ourselves. This is hell, and God is not responsible for this creation. See, they gave us the Savior after they created the Satan. See, dark is to light, like pray is to fight, like wrong is to right. We tend to forget that read is to write, like he is to kite. If you reach high enough, there's power above those towers. Cowards know, so they keep you slow, stupid, foolish. You don't know what to do with. You find it and lose it. They steal it, reward you with gold caps to chew with. Your value ain't as priceless as your life is until you're lifeless. Pray for your silence, cooperation as their corrupt invasions co-opt our nations. Agreed upon enslavement, like voting, just hoping, praying loud. It's like laying down, so lay it down or pick it up. Afros, we're sun rays, waves, we sunbathe, we're sun-made, and since they ain't made of this strain, they made us strange. We've been conditioned into submission. It's all a shampoo. Convinced you it's a friendship just before they scam you, and we forgive death more than they forgive debt. We don't return fire by wasting racist breaths. We just tend to forget. We forget. You know why they dread locks? Because they watched us struggle to escape the shackles they've made, and they're too afraid to catch this fade. What was my real name? Before your NBA made me an award-winning slave just in salary caps for your slave trade, what was my name? Before all this fame came, before the crack cocaine game, before the gangs and those slain in vain who now fill graves, what was my name? See, my queens Cleopatra and Makeda are like one and the same, but somehow a name change took place, like features removed from face by Alexander the Great's distaste and hate. Before I became strange fruit, I had roots. Before I hung from noose, there was proof, there was truth. Was my name Ishad before they called me Jesus and changed what I believed in? Tell me your reasons why after centuries of torture, my forced to hyphenate my culture, misinterpret my religion. There's no record of African Americans in the beginning, or Mexican Americans, or Asian Americans, or Native Americans. No Americans, period. But as long as the game is played to the final period, and I run up the score, front line, ready to die in the battle of your wars or worldwide tours explored, to call my women whores when I perform, you'll secure my floor. Four walls, front door. What was my name before the pain of your financial gains, before the chains, before the Negro was tamed, before it was ballin'? What did you call it? Was Sierra Leone the home of diamonds before you started mining? Could I afford to live my life in prayer before you lied about tithing? Why are you hiding? I've been lost with no compass, no roadmap of right directions, no answers to my question, no ammunition in my weapon, just unanswered blessings and unknown confessions, and just unrecognizable reflection. Was my immaculate conception in the likeness of perfection before you told me my complexion was an infection, or before you loved my sister for her sex instead of her intellect? What did you call me then when I was just different instead of nappy head, big lipped, and wide nosed? Before queens were called bitches bitches, hoes, or big bone, before we were the homeless vagrants or master's favorites, before we were escapees, refugees, haji's, wetbacks, or gooks. What was my truth? Before I was a Muslim or Christian, confined to your traditions, before I was considered Jew or spoke Hebrew or became ashamed of my people, before I knew that black meant unequal. What was my name before Hitler's hit list or the U.S. government served at Pearl Harbor for Christmas? What was my business in this country if you didn't want me? Before my mother was your bitch, back when Africa was still rich, before you armed our foes starving with triggers, before our fathers started calling us niggas, I had a name, before you made crack for my veins and made my maximum wage, before sharing with me that good book with the torn pages and the changes you've made throughout the ages, before I was your boy, or fitting in one of the little boxes on applications, before the plantations and reservations, before being forced to accept and claim this nation, I had a name, and now I'm searching for the language from which it came. You must first learn to dig tunnel. Vision yourself at the end before you begin. And remember, lesser men sin while greater men win. And no matter how loud the winds may howl, the mountain will never bend. Find Zen. And only take a knee when thou bows before your Lord. Never a weapon formed should be mightier than your sword. Remember, you are lied to by those who wish to blind you. It's not the light, but the darkness you'll get lost in. It is not that of life to be boxed in coffins, seal bodies, not fate. It's never too late for change. Run free of the change, strange fruit. Tamed roots make for strange troops. Many men have died genocide. Women tried to lead. They infiltrated villages. Women hide your seed. New God, religion, language must learn to read to be freed from shackles upon defeat. Defeat. Enemy made cheap of man who put iron to lions for meat so families could eat. We're asleep. Run, boy, run. We're complacent and weak. Run, boy, run. Never turn the other cheek. I repeat. Run, boy, run. Never turn the other cheek. Command. Demand. Be a man when you speak. Educate self. Your son's wealth is in what you teach there. God is found in what you preach. Run, boy, run. We have higher mountain peaks to reach. Run, boy, run. There's a war going on. Run, boy, run. Seek shelter from the storm. Run, boy, run. Tell your story. There is glory in your poem. You are hungry poet. You are warrior poet. Spit fire. Run, boy, run. Like you're chasing your birthright. No retreat, no surrender. Remember, they've done everything to ensure our children aren't birthright. Fight or run. But keep moving forward. War ways against us. Never run from it. Run towards it. Soldiers will die. But so are slaves. There's a difference between dying in vain and dying in pain. There's a difference between riding a train and signing your name. Run, boy, run. Know the difference between bend till you crack and peddling crack. There's a difference between the skills that you lack and skin being black. Run, boy, run. We will not be held asunder. Black is the clap of thunder. In blood and tears we drown. Blacks and browns may fall like autumns, but we rise to survive infinite summers. Black is not the color of sin. That's the colorblind notion. Just like black men can't swim. It's because we run across oceans. Run, boy, run till the pressure rips through your chest. Run, boy, run till soul murders in the flesh till nothing is left but God. Staff and rod be armed. Harm is upon the horizon. They wish to strip you of you. Rewrite, retell who you are to your children's children's children. Villains bleed the same blood, but cannot be camouflaged with the same mud. Nights fall, but it's only dark when sun don't shine. Time is of the essence. Fear is the only weapon. I'm not afraid to hang, not afraid to die fighting. I only fear dying in silence. I will riot, I will run, I will scream, I will run, I will lead, I will achieve, I will succeed till I bleed. I will live, I will die, I will run, but not to escape, but give chase, face to face, for every rape, for the hanging, for the plaguing, for the enslaving, for the tainting, for the taking, for my daughters I'm reclaiming. I will run, we will run. Run, boy, run, run, until all is standing behind us are our sons.
Hello, my name is Kasaundra Hamilton, also known as Cass Poetess. And I will be reading 3 poems for you today. I hope that you enjoy them. You ready? Okay. This first poem is entitled Po Little KK. Po Little KK, 2-time divorcee, tell us how you ended up that way, because we can't seem to understand how a girl like you can't seem to keep a man. Okay, Ron. Mistake number 1. 20 years old, white picket fence with an SUV parked right outside. But it was all ruled by Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I was with him for 6 years, and he beat me every other day for 5.5 of them. Even when I was pregnant, that didn't stop him. See, I was his property. So when he discovered my poetry, he considered that to be cheating. And I was left to endure a 2.5 hour long beating till unconsciousness. And then when I came to 15 bruises, a boot print in my back, fist print in my chest, slashed wrist, dislocated jaw, and partial deafness from my husband's fist, I guess you could say that I saw the light. And I decided I might be better off not being his wife. Polo the KK, two-time divorcee, tell us how you ended up that way, because we can't seem to understand how a girl like you can't seem to keep again. Oh, I get it. She must be crazy. Or she's one of those good for nothing. She must be lazy, or she's fine, but she's really a prude, ain't no good in bed. With that being said, on to Mike. Mistake number 2. I decided to do something different. Step outside of the box. No more pretty boys, the populars, the athletes, or the jocks. I got me a choir boy. Just to end up in a different cage with the same set of locks. See, I was being primped, pruned, and groomed into something I was not, all to be made for a better fit for you know who. But let me tell you what I ain't finna do. Is lay down for a man who doesn't deserve it. So when I stood up for my morals and I said no, he just went to his yes chicks. That's right, Mr. Holier Than Thou cheated on me twice. Once with the jump off he couldn't seem to quit jumping on, and the other little broad that almost earned him 25 to life. And that hurt me. But I was told that his ministry was more important than me, so I kept flipping to try to find that scripture to make that sit right, and I couldn't. So that left me like I might be better off not being his wife. So, for the busybodies who feel the need to discuss me, let's get your facts straight. 1, I'm scarred. I am not crazy. 2, I am a hard-ass worker, so don't you dare call me lazy. 3, I am fine. No, I'm not a prude. I do have the right to say no if I am not in the mood. I've earned every ounce of my sass and attitude, and I just thank God I don't look like what I've gone through. I have strength, drive, and determination, so I deserve love, honor, respect, open lines of communication, and I know now it's going to take a real one to catch, let alone keep me. Not a fake one that can't keep it in his pants, or a weak one who feels the need to beat me. And last but not leastly, listen closely. Please understand. Polo the KK was married to 2 little boys. Don't think that Cass needs a man. Okay. Piece entitled Fuck Myself Straight. So, I tried to fuck myself straight because the church said you can't be gay, shouldn't be gay, it's a sin, you're going to hell if you swing that way. So I tried to fuck myself straight. Giving it up on the first date, never wanting a second no. You, sir, were attested best when searching for a cure, a clinical trial, if you will, that I was never compensated for. Taking dates in doses, hoping for a different diagnosis or to be cured of the forgotten faces that I've endured, laying after speechless, trying to recollect your last name, if I ever even knew it. Tomorrow, I'll forget it. I feel like a racist because all of y'all look the same. I came just to come and tally marks. I got another one, but climax, I did not. Now I'm home, alone, sipping, stuck in this existence, confessional on Sunday, praying for forgiveness. And not for the retrieval of the fornication, but more for the admittance that I craved his sister more than I did him. And only 10 Hail Marys for giving yourself to Johnny, but merely lusting after Lisa is a carnal sin, and no amount of rosaries will ever get you forgiven. So I laid, looked up at the ceiling and prayed. As he entered me, I left my body. Astral projected from this insidious foolishness and tried to fuck myself straight. I poisoned myself, tallying up countless lovers to appease a mother who turned head instead when suitors came in the form of kin. You know, boys will just be boys. Well, let girls be girls then. Allow me to find comfort in her bosom, safe haven in her warmth, a place where I belonged underneath her bodice, a terrified novice, but still finding peace within her walls without doors being kicked in. Void of your weeping and wailing, without morning calls, without calling me up before the congregation with their holy oils and praying, Mama, listen to what my actions have been saying and flip to the scripture that will still allow you to love me the way that I was meant to be. But you and your fear meant more than me and my hurts or the calligraphy I carved into me. So I tried to fuck myself straight. I'd rather tempt the hands of fate with a body count than with an unforgivable sin. I chose to be the rag doll tossed around rather than give in to the turmoil within, be the victim of men, not the lover of women, constantly hating the doppelganger haunting me in front of the mirror until it finally became clear that after years of lying and trying to fuck myself straight, the only thing I managed to do was barely survive. A life full of heartaches, regrets, and lies. That's the only thing that I managed to do. I almost fucked myself over trying to fuck myself straight for you. Okay, and I saved the heaviest piece for last. This is a piece that I am most known for. It is a true story about child molestation, my story. So, disclaimer, trigger warning before I do this piece. Sorry, not sorry, but I'm going to share in hopes that it helps to start conversations and healing like it did for me. This poem is entitled Coloring. Hi, I'm Cassie, and I'm 4. When I grow up, I'm going to be an artist like Vincent Van Gogh, and my pictures are going to be everywhere, and everyone's going to know who I am. But for first, I got to practice, so I need a mountain of paper, at least 10 gazillion sheets. My babysitter, she gets it on these big rolls, and I think that's really neat. Except this is, if I want some, I have to ask her son. I don't like him. He is the boogeyman. If I had to draw him, I would draw an X, because X means no and stop. Because every time I want to color, he wants to get on top. And so he takes me to this room and he says, lay down. Pretend that you're sleeping. It's just a dream and you better not make any sounds. And so I close my eyes and I start to hum. And I hear Mickey's Fantasia. And the dirt is swept away by the brooms. And all that's left, the colors. A rainbow across the room, and I am not hurting, and this is not real. I am a doll, and that is all, and dolls do not feel. I'm coloring as he flips my pages. I'm coloring as he fast forwards my life through stages that my mind and my body ain't ready for. And I tell him I don't want to play this game no more. And he tells me, shut up, I'm almost done. And then he shakes and I get up and I go run and I go tell my mommy. But she doesn't listen. Wrong. Stuck in this position. Subliminal context. 4 years old, did coloring come about sex? No. Just another issue for my shrink to dissect. Still coloring in my mind after all this time. Are we done with this game yet?
I'm not the same. I'm not the same person I was yesterday. Not even a week ago, a month ago, a year ago, even a decade ago. Not the same person. I'm not the person who's in that same mental space that I was in when I wrote Dear Brain, Dear Heart at the age of 18, over 12 years ago. Just not in that place anymore. Even though I had some of those reservations from time to time again, I know that I had to evolve as a person, evolve as a woman, and heal the wounds that was in my womb to just grow and just overcome what I've been going through. So, I present to you 18-year-old me. Fuck is wrong with me? You were right all along and I ignored you. Everything you singled out to me, I hid it. Trying so hard to find the truth, I was blinded. Fighting to keep a love that was already dying. Brittle, weak, and no strong foundation. I apologize for my stupidity. I was stuck on stupid. High for love that was fake. Maybe it was real or just a petty mistake. No, I cannot say I regret it, for I loved every second of it. I would do it all over again, the right way. Listen to you in a heartbeat. I had my heart crushed slowly, dying, cramping, and pulsating. Damn, Brand, I put my heart through so much pain. I promised to myself I would never let my heart win. But wait, isn't there a saying that goes follow your heart, for your brain uses logic and logic does not always lead to happiness? I do not want to become bitter and put money over these boys, these men that say they not boys. But I choose this path where it hurts me less. I choose this path so I do not become a heartless bitch, for I'm a halfway cold-hearted now, so isn't that some shit? Dear heart, I'm sorry for the pain you endured. You really did not deserve that shit at all. I was careless with my heart. I left you bleeding, slowly weeping, weary and slowly beating. I threw my love out in the open, hoping maybe someone worthy would catch it. Had you free falling in the air. Damn, why did I do that shit? When you landed, it was not pleasant. Landed on the hard concrete, I swore I felt my body shut down. I was no longer alive. I died. Blood gushing everywhere, I was under attack. Defibrillators could not even save me. Electricity would not flow through my veins. No one could not save me, neither my brain. Without my heart, I'm no longer alive. Without my heart, I am cold inside. Dear heart and brain, it's been some time since I wrote to you, and I know I ain't finished processing all my thoughts regarding you. But the seventh wonder in the world could be the mind. When you hit the state of absolute bliss, your heart is light as a feather. There is no sorrows or woes from this world. You are at a state of bliss, for you understand the trials and tribulations it took to reach nirvana, to not repeat the same lessons on this plane again. You are sitting in seventh heaven of spiritual alignment.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Alexia Bartholomew. I am a writer and an author. I currently have 4 self-published books and two co-books. One of the books that I'll be discussing today is one I just recently published called My Journey Through Poetry. And it's a book of poems that I wrote throughout the years. One of the poems I did that was my launching pad was I Am Eagle, Watch Me Soar, which was an anthem of mine that really reflects on how I came through a lot of adversities. And so I have at least 19 poems in this book right here, which shows my highs and lows, my goofy, my fun moments. And so I would like to share one of the poems with you. And fortunately, the poem I did last year with the 40s. No, it was the 30s. It's not in this one, but I definitely might do one for the 40s and the 50s because guess what? I learned a lot as I age. Well, in a pretty way. I age in a pretty way. Age in a pretty way. So I'm gonna do something funny. For all that love food. This poem I did with that Mary Horn Baylor in Belton, Texas, and I did a poem, a type poem called Sonnet, and it's titled "A Pizza Sonnet." So this is like my goofy side. 'Cause I love food. And I love pizza. Well, no anchovies. So here we go. The Pizza Sonnet. You don't like a pizza with just the right toppings that has mozzarella, minus the pepperoni, just like adding the pineapple. That's not too sweet. Not with overdoing sugar like Snapple, yet including my favorite meat. I like ham or chicken with a touch of some bacon. Feels like heaven without being Canadian. Add some olives and mushrooms and a green bell pepper. Don't overdo it like a vacuum. Make sure they're all together. I might order the vegetable kind. with tomatoes and plenty of greens. Am I abandoning meat for mankind? Child, please. And thank you for the opportunity. Well, I'm going to do another poem. And this second poem is titled Character. And was inspired by Dr. Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech. And when I was a kid, I heard the speech, but I didn't know how certain parts of the speech was going to really help me do this poem because I learned character goes a long way. So here we go. Do not judge by the color of their skin, nor by the ethnic background, but by the content of the character. Do not judge by how much money they make, nor by how much material things they possess, but by the content of their character. Do not judge by their uniform, their occupation, nor by the position in the workplace, but by the content of their character. Do not judge by who are they married to, how many kids do they have, nor by how many trophies they have won, but by the content of their character. Do not judge by the car they drive, the house or apartment that they live in, nor by the neighborhood that they reside in, but by the content of their character. I always want to say that to everyone that will read this book, that this is not just for one group of people with different backgrounds, but it's just for anybody who needs encouragement, but for anybody who feels like they don't know how to express themselves, and the only way they can express it is through writing. So I thank you for the opportunity, and whoever, and if they would reach back out to me, they can email me at authorlexilex@gmail.com, and look forward to your feedback. And thank you, Central Texas College, again for the opportunity.
Thank you to all of our poets for your amazing work, your talent. We truly appreciate you sharing it with us at Central Texas College. So, guys, all their information is down below in the comments. Please check out their work, and just know that we have so much amazing talent here in our community. And before we go, I want to remind everyone that we have a couple more events this week. On January 31st, one of our Surviving Adulthood series on cybersecurity. And then on February 5th, we're going to have management and Google scheduling and time management and Google scheduling. And on February 7th, we have cooking vegan. So we hope you will join us. Those are all on our Facebook at noon. Thank you again for your participation. Thank you for viewing. Thank you, everyone. And you guys have a great day.